Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. So this lesson we're going to learn polynomial. So we're going to learn all these language of the polynomials and then we're going to go through examples. So make sure you fully understand all these language, okay? So let's get into it. So a polynomial is written like this. So let's go through each individual term. So make sure you understand all these terms, okay? So first of all, we have x to the power of n and n minus 1. X to the power of n minus 2 and so on. It goes down all the way to x to the power of 0. But then x to the power of 0 is 1. And 1 times k is k. So we can just disregard that. Most importantly, okay, we know n minus 1, n minus 2 and so on. So these numbers must be whole numbers, okay? So these are whole number. In another word, x must be either power of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or so on. Okay, so these are whole numbers. So please keep that in mind for me. And the next one here, we have A, B, C, D. Okay, these represent numbers. Okay, so we call coefficient. So I just write this down. So the coefficient are A, B, C, D and so on, okay? And don't forget this number here is K. K could be like 1, 2, 3 minus A minus 4 and so on. So we call constant. So the constant is K. Now x power of n. So n is the largest here, okay? The largest power if you like. So therefore, we call this is the degree. So the degree of this polynomial is n. And also, because n is the largest power, so this term here we call leading term. Please take notes on this, okay? So let's go through a couple examples so you can understand a bit better. So let's consider these expressions here. 4x squared minus 5x plus 8, for instance. So this expression here is a polynomial because we have x to the power of 2 and 5x means x to the power of 1. Okay, that's what that meant. And we have x to the power of 1 and we add a constant or ax to the power of 0 if you like. So therefore, it is a polynomial. Next one. Now this one here is not a polynomial. The reason is because we have x to the power of a negative number. So therefore, it is not a polynomial. And how about next one? This one here is not a polynomial. The reason is because of 2 over x. Now remember, 2 over x. Now if we bring this x up, and this will become 2x to the negative 1. So there you go. So we have an x to the power of negative number. So therefore, it is not a polynomial. Next one. Square root of 3x power of 2 plus 5x minus 4. Now, is it a polynomial or not? Yes, that is correct. It is a polynomial. The reason is, even though it is a square root of 3, because 3 in this case is a coefficient of x squared, so it doesn't really matter. The most important is we have x to the power of 2, and then we have x to the power of 1, because x means x to the power of 1. And then minus a constant or minus x to the power of 0 if you like. So therefore, it is a polynomial. How about this one here? We have square root of x plus x power of 2 minus 5. So this one here, it is a polynomial or not? That's right, it's not a polynomial. The reason is because we have square root of x. Now, square root of x, if you think about it, square root of x is equal to x to the power of half. Now remember, in order to be a polynomial, x must be power of a whole number. So power of 0, power of 1, 2, 3, and so on. But in this case, it's power of a half. So it is fractions. So therefore, it is not a polynomial. Next one. So we have x plus 7 over 3. Now have a think about it. Do you think it is a polynomial or not? Yes, it is, because we can break this up. So this is exactly the same as x over 3 plus 7 over 3. Or you can write like this as well, 1/3 of x plus 7 over 3. So therefore, it is a polynomial because we have x to the power of 1 and add a constant. So therefore, it is a polynomial. So please keep that in mind. Let's do a couple more, so make sure you fully understand. So let's say square root of 3, okay, x power 4 plus 3 to the power of x. It is a polynomial or not? That is correct. It's not a polynomial. Now, even though this is square root of 3 and it is a polynomial here, but this one here is not a polynomial because 3 to the power of x, in fact, it is a exponential function. So we need to write like this. If x to the power of 3, it is a polynomial, but this is not, okay? So therefore, this is not a polynomial. Last example for you. So let's say 2x plus 7 over 3x, for instance, okay? Is it a polynomial? No, that's right. It's not a polynomial because if you think about it, you break this up. This is 2x over 3x plus 7 over 3x. So this cancel out. So give me 2 over 3. This is plus 7 over 3. X and down at the bottom, if you bring that up, become x to the negative 1. See? So this one, because of this, is not a polynomial because x must be power of a whole number, okay? Not a negative integer. So therefore, it's not a polynomial. There you go. Now, I want you to give this a go and see if you can understand exactly what I just explained. Hi, I'm back. Let's go through it together, okay? So the first one. So we have 5x to the power of 3. So this is the largest power, right? X to the power of 3. So therefore, the degree is 3. And the leading term, because x to the power of 3 is the largest power, so therefore 5x to the power of 3 is the leading term, okay? So therefore 5x to the power of 3 is the leading term. Now the coefficient of x. Now remember, so 5 is the coefficient of x to the power of 3. 4 is the coefficient of x to the power of 2. So negative 8 is the coefficient of x. So therefore, the coefficient of x is negative 8. And the constant. Now, constant means the number by itself, okay? So this is called constant. So the constant is positive 3. But, of course, we just write 3. We don't write positive 3. There you go. Now, next one. So now, please pause the video and try this one yourself. Alright, how do you go? Let me go through it with you, okay? So let's have a look at the first one. So we have x to the power of 3, we have x squared, and we have x to the power of 1, and then we have a constant. So therefore, it is a polynomial, right? So I just write yes. There you go. Yes, it is a polynomial. Let's go second one. So we have x to the power of 5, which is good. And ax means x to the power of 1. So which is good. But then we have x to the power of negative 2. So therefore, it is not a polynomial. So I just write no. Okay, no, it's not a polynomial because of the x to the power of negative 2. Now, next one here, part C. So part C is not a polynomial because of we have 5 over x to the power 3. 5 over x to the power 3. Now, if we bring this x to the power 3 up, so this will give me 5x to the negative power 3. So in a polynomial, so x must be power of either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay. So because we have x to the power of negative 3, so therefore it is not a polynomial. So I just write no. Okay. So no means not a polynomial in this case. Now we have this one here. So for part D, we have 7 over the whole lot of expressions. So therefore, it is not a polynomial. So I just write no. Okay. And next one, this is yes, it is a polynomial because you can expand this out. Let's say x squared plus 3x all power of 2. Now, if you expand this out, don't forget, so we are using this to expand. Okay, so a plus b, so equal, I expand this out by a squared, and then a times b is ab, I double. So 2ab and plus the b squared. So this is just expand this out, give me x to the power 4, and then plus x squared times 3x is 3x power 3, and you double, so 6x power 3, and plus 3x all squared, which is 9x squared. Alright, so this is what that meant. So therefore, it is a polynomial. So part F is yes, it is a polynomial because we have x squared and x to the power 1 and plus a constant. So therefore, I just write yes, it is a polynomial. Now part G. So G is not a polynomial. The reason is because we have an exponential here. So 2 to the power of x. If x power of 2, yes, it is polynomial. But in this case, 2 to the power of x. In fact, is an exponential function, if you like. So therefore, this is no, not a polynomial. Now, last expressions here. So we have 3x to the power of 2, which is good. But then we have x to the power of 3 over 2. So it's a fractions. So therefore, it's not a polynomial, okay? So, no, it is not a polynomial because of x to the power of 3 over 2. Remember, in a polynomial, x must be power of a whole number. In this case, because x power of fractions, so therefore not a polynomial, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.